All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We got another day of trade. We actually got a lot of data here from the treasurer, even the private payrolls, and all of that is working out very well. You did have some weird news last night, a little bit more escalation with China. They said that they're going to be stopping inbound packages from USPS, so you're going to deal with that a little bit. The earnings are kind of all over the place. Again, some people are getting really worried about Google and the spend. You had NVO, they did good. Disney was like good and bad. Same thing even with Uber. Everything was like in line. There's a couple of good spots here and there, but generally we still got a little bit of the hangover from the trade war. There was a lot of comments out of Trump and Israel. My goodness, yesterday. There was a lot there, but we are going to probably be getting a lot more today randomly. So we're going to find out. Otherwise, tomorrow you're going to get into more data and then Friday. But for the most part, this is something I brought up on the watch list, and I really want you guys to pay attention to this. We have not moved in months. So although we are getting here into like the first 100 days and all of that, you do got to realize that we have not moved in months. So yesterday, the headlines were kind of diluted. We're still going to be playing that game a little bit, but at the end of the day, we're really looking for the final move that gets you out of the range to the high or brings you down, my friends. So I hope you guys are ready for it. I hope you're excited, but we're going to have a fun day, man. And good morning. Oh, you're ready for the flag? Amen, baby. Shout out to Vets. What's going on, baby? Good morning, Mark Gunner, Wise, Zoraz, Justin, Regal, IPOC, Ansel. Good morning, baby. What up, ETL? What up, Branton Crows, Dos Nacho, baby, Kareem, Noah, Mark, Andrew Griffin, Malcolm King, Godfather, Rocky Top, baby, Jerry Woods, yeah. What up, Miss Straight? What up, Jay Samuels, Memphis, Dakota, Octavian, Amir, Yash, Luis. It's just it. Oh my God, the chat's going quick, baby. What up? What up, Wise? What up, SC? How you doing, Mark, Caleb, Andrea, CYB, Trey Kush, Kurt McGirt, Harold, Tyree, baby. Oh, we ready to go. Oh, we ready to go, baby. What about the Twitch? LSI, Payday Devil, Money, The Mercator, Blowing Dough, Roach, Vince, Dev Patel, Woodrow, and Robo Hand Tag, baby. I saw Robo in both chats, baby. Oh, yeah, I see you, Billy ZB. Now it's working. So, Chad, I hope you're ready again. Already pre-market. There's a lot of different things. So, we'll find out. You're barely moving in. And bonds, the Treasury refunding, there was good news from that. They said they're not going to raise the borrowing for the next couple of quarters. So, that in part with the private payrolls. Even though the private payrolls are good, that's kind of why the bonds are holding up here. Not to mention all the China stuff, but here is Josh AI with the news. Thank you, Caleb. Good morning. Hey, man. U.S. stock futures fall as Alphabet, AMD tumble, U.S. equity futures dropped as investors navigate the trade war and a busy slate of earnings from some of the world's biggest companies. Futures on the NASDAQ 100 were down 0.8% as Google parent Alphabet Inc. and Advanced Micro Devices Inc. plunged in U.S. pre-market trading after disappointing results. Contracts on the S&P 500 fell 0.4%, suggesting Wall Street's rebound may be short-lived, while the first volleys in the latest U.S.-China trade war made clear that Xi Jinping is taking a more cautious approach than during Donald Trump's first term. Tariff risks remain at the forefront. Disappointing results from Alphabet and AMD also heightened unease about the outlook for mega-cap tech companies that have driven the S&P 500's gains. Amazon.com Inc. is scheduled to report on Thursday. It remains tough for anyone to have a particularly high degree of conviction when operating in such an uncertain environment, said Michael Brown, senior research strategist at Pepperstone Group Limited. I still favor adopting a more cautious stance in the short run as uncertainty remains elevated and participants chew through this week's remaining risk events, including earnings from Amazon and Friday's U.S. jobs report. The yen gained against the greenback and gold rose to a record high on haven demand. The 10-year Treasury yield dipped and an index of dollar strength extended losses after U.S. job openings fell in December by more than forecast to a 3-month low Alphabet posted fourth quarter revenue that missed analysts' expectations after growth in its cloud business slowed, raising concern from investors about the billions the company is spending on artificial intelligence. Chipmaker AMD gave a disappointing outlook for its data center business, an area where it's struggling to catch up with AI computing leader NVIDIA Corp. Those expectations that analysts have placed, the bar is a lot higher this time, said Anika Gupta, Director of Macroeconomic Research at Wisdom Tree UK Limited. There is a greater probability that they don't meet that higher bar. If they disappoint, the ramifications are a lot bigger. And Apple Inc. dropped in pre-market trading after China's antitrust watchdog signaled a probe into the company's policies. Shares in Uber Technologies Inc. fell after an earnings miss, while the Walt Disney Company jumped after a beat. Other U.S. companies reporting results on Wednesday include Ford Motor Company and Qualcomm Inc. Traders will also look to the U.S. ISM Services data later today for more clues on the Federal Reserve's rate path. Activity in the services sector likely grew more slowly in January amid winter storms across much of the country and wildfires on the West Coast. High-frequency payroll data suggest hiring activity was relatively steady on a seasonally adjusted basis, according to Bloomberg Economics. The Stoxx Europe 600 fluctuated, with declines for technology shares offsetting gains in healthcare after upbeat guidance from the region's biggest listed company, Novo Nordisk AS. Among individual movers in Europe, Spanish lender Banco Santander SA surged after reporting record profit and announcing at 10 billion euros buyback. Drug maker GSK plc jumped after boosting its sales forecast. Renault SA declined after a report that Nissan Motor Company Limited, in which it has a 36% stake, will withdraw from its deal with Honda Motor Company Limited to integrate their businesses. A gauge of Asian shares rose for a second straight day, while equities fell in China, which reopened Wednesday after Lunar New Year holidays. Amid rising trade tensions, the U.S. Postal Service said it was temporarily suspending inbound international packages from China and Hong Kong. While it's not clear what prompted the move, it comes after Trump revoked a de minimis rule for China, which previously allowed small packages under $800 to enter the U.S. duty-free. Trade relations between the U.S. and China remain a risk, though. If the 10% U.S. tariff and China's response measures were to be postponed, it will be good for the market, said Kenny Wen, head of investment strategy at KGI Asia Limited. On the other hand, the disputes may escalate again. Trump told reporters there's no rush to talk to Xi, and he'll speak to the Chinese president at the appropriate time. Spotlight on Treasury. Despite the billions of dollars at stake, the U.S. Treasury's quarterly announcement about how it plans to raise debt is often just a matter of passing interest. Traders tune in to hear about coming bond sales, but swiftly move on, given the department's commitment to be regular and predictable. China weighs probe into Apple's App Store fees practices. China's antitrust watchdog is laying the groundwork for a potential probe into Apple Inc.'s policies and the fees it charges app developers, part of a broader push by Beijing that risks becoming another flashpoint in the country's trade war with the U.S. The State Administration for Market Regulation is examining Apple's policies, which include taking a cut of as much as 30% on in-app spending and barring external payment services in stores. People familiar with the matter said agency officials have spoken with Apple executives and app developers since last year, said the people, who asked for anonymity to discuss sensitive moves. The conversations stem from long-running disputes between Apple and developers such as Tencent Holdings Limited and ByteDance Limited over iOS store policies, a source of tension between the U.S. company and regulators worldwide, while Beijing has since 2024 targeted the practices of U.S. tech firms from NVIDIA Corp. To most recently Alphabet Inc.'s Google. Regulators may not formally move against Apple if the current conversations go well. Top overnight news. Trump's plans for the U.S. to take over Gaza have been met with anger and dismay across the Arab world, raising fears of reignited conflict in the region. Saudi Arabia and Turkey on Wednesday dismissed a proposal by President Trump for the U.S. to take control of Gaza and for Palestinians to permanently leave the Strip, an idea likely to be also rejected by other Middle Eastern nations. FTWSJ. U.S. President Trump mulls revoking loans from the $400 BLN Clean Energy Office, BBG. U.S. government officials have privately warned that Elon Musk's blitz appears illegal. It was separately reported that the U.S. Treasury gave Elon Musk's Doge red-only access to the payment system, WAPO. U.S. Senate confirmed U.S. President Trump's nominee, Pam Bondi, as Attorney General. Morgan Stanley expects the Fed to deliver only one 25 BPS cut this year in June. Prior forecast was for two 25 BPS cuts. Fed's Jefferson Voter said there is no need to hurry further rate cuts and a strong economy makes caution appropriate, while he added that interest rates are likely to fall over the medium term and disinflation is expected to continue, though progress may be slow. Furthermore, he said the Fed faces uncertainty around government policy and that growth in labor market conditions are expected to remain solid. China's cakes and services PMI for Jan came in at 51, down from 52.2 in DEC and below the street's 52.4 forecast. Japan's December inflation-adjusted real wages rose 0.6% year-on-year, thanks to a wintertime bonus bump. Preliminary government data showed on Wednesday, with government officials expressing optimism that wage hike momentum ahead is growing. RTRS. French PM Francois Bayrou is set to ride out two no-confidence votes today, giving him the stability needed to implement a delayed 2025 budget. BBG. The ECB's wage tracker predicts salaries rising by an annual 1.5% in the fourth quarter, a sharp slowdown from the 5.3% peak recorded a year earlier. While the ECB needs salary growth to slow, it doesn't want too steep a deceleration. BBG's bond traders exited wagers in futures and cash treasuries in the past week amid tariff uncertainties. Swaps rates are pricing in just 3 BPS of easing next month, or a bit more than a 10% chance of a cut. BBG, INTC, Intel could be targeted with an antitrust probe in China as Beijing considers further ways to retaliate against Trump's trade war. FVK. President Donald Trump and officials close to him recently expressed interest in pulling U.S. troops out of Syria, leading Pentagon officials to begin drawing up plans for a full withdrawal in 30, 60, or 90 days. NBC. I don't know what that was, man. I don't know. You know, I like review it, but sometimes I don't know. That's Good morning. Good morning. We still got more. Again, SMCI, he was talking, so I posted it there. They announced the Blackwell chips. So I put it up. We got in the first candle. I posted the headline. You can only do it after hours if you're doing shares, but it's already up 10%. So again, you got NVIDIA news with SMCI, but now S&P futures, they are down by 0.4 Wednesday morning. Comes after U.S. equities finished higher on Tuesday with small caps, tech, consumer discretionary, and energy among the standouts, while cosmetics, pharma, and managed care lag. Treasuries across the curve with 10-year down below 4.5, dollar down by 0.5 with yen strength on firmer Japan wage data, the big story in Forex. Gold is up by 0.5. Bitcoin is down by 0.5, moving further below 100K. WTI off by 1.1. Defensive tone chalked up to higher profile earnings disappointments, particularly in terms of big tech. Google, big tech also under scrutiny with China-U.S. trade tensions. Apple potentially facing an antitrust probe with Beijing on the App Store. In addition, big tech expected to be the focus of EU retaliatory measures to any Trump tariffs. Trump 2.0 uncertainty, another high-profile theme amid reports that taxes may be left out of the initial GOP reconciliation package. Shutdown fears are also growing. On the economic front, ADP private payrolls are up by 183 versus 150, and they revised 176 in December versus 120. Release noted strength in consumer-facing industries and weaker growth elsewhere. Treasury's latest quarterly refunding came in largely as anticipated with no change in auction size for 3, 10, and 30-year. ISM coming in later this morning on services. December, we're waiting on Fed speak, Barkin, Goolsby, Bowman, and Jefferson. Looking ahead, claims in productivity and unit labor for Thursday, and then non-farms consumer sentiment on Friday. What's that? Oh, Barkin is talking right now. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you heard that. I burped. Google hit by cloud growth slowdown. And big CapEx ramp, AMD down on data center miss. EA said that FC bookings return to growth. Snap revenue and EBITDA and daily all ahead. Match 25 guide below. Docs reaffirm guidance. Cruise helped by iPhone unit mix. Lumen takeaway noted better. PCF payments in the pipeline. A10 beat again. Amgen guidance bracketed consensus but clinical hold for 513 in obesity. Chipotle comp and comp guidance light. Hog missed and delivered weak guidance. Mondelez organic growth missed and guidance below. Mattel beat and guided above despite baking in tariff headwind. Colim 25 guide below. HRB missed but reaffirmed guide. OI results guide weak. ODFL beat despite soft macro backdrop. And then FMC down on weak guidance with pricing pressure an issue. There's more. Alphabet clad sales miss expectations. Apple down pre-market on report China antitrust probe. AMD gives disappointing outlook for AI growth in data center. Chipotle beats estimates but posts disappointing outlook. Snap beat. Novo Q4 beats expectations. Sees slower growth in 25. Walmart to slash hundreds of jobs and ask staff to move to Arkansas or California. Nissan and Honda could call off merger talks as local press. Netflix bets on live sports, hoping boxing, wrestling, and other events can boost nascent advertising. That's crazy. Now you could bet on Netflix. What are we doing? First the sports book on Robinhood, then they remove it, and now I could bet on Coco Melon. Like this is insane, bro. Nah, bro, this is insane. Like we've taken the gambling thing a little too far. I don't know. You tell me, man. Trump says he's in no hurry to speak with Xi to defuse trade war. U.S. Postal Service says suspending inbound parcels from China after de minimis allowance removed. Trump brinkmanship with Canada and Mexico show he's willing to take risks to get his way on the economy. China expands key mineral exports after U.S. tariffs imposed. EU considers targeting tech giants in response to Trump. EU prepares tough response to Trump tariff, but unity challenge looms. Option traders are positioning for big tech to keep climbing if stocks raise higher in the next few weeks. Investors grapple with evolving tariff situation with risk to U.S. corporate from Canada, Mexico, and China levies. Global investors turn more cautious on China regardless of trade wars. China services weaker than expected. China consumers splurged on spending during the Lunar New Year holiday. Service sector helped drive Eurozone PMI back to growth. UK sector struggles on services at the start of the year. Japan service PMI expands at fastest pace in 4 months. Japan real wages rise in December on bonus leap. Fed Jefferson says appropriate to be cautious with rates as long as economy and labor market remain strong. ECB wage growth tracker supports series of rate cuts. Trump proposes U.S. take over Gaza. Wants to relocate Palestinians to Egypt and Jordan. French PM Bayrou set to survive no confidence vote, paving way for 25 budget. House budget plans at risk with Senate focus on two-bill strategy that would put taxes on back burner. New lawsuit filed alleging Trump and Musk are breaking the law and gutting federal agencies. Trump says Musk Doge team has read-only access to payment data. You said staff worldwide to be put on leave. Mass layoffs could crash the industry. Gabbard and RFK passed crucial committee votes Tuesday, clearing the way for them to be confirmed into Trump's cabinet. Wow. Oh, man. There's a wild headlines. Wild headline. Today will be a fun one, though. Again, I'm hearing there's more like transgender headlines coming out for Trump. You may hear a little bit about Euro, but again, you don't have as much economics on the Trump calendar today. So we will find out, but hold on. I need to get the pre-market movers. Yes. Oh, yes. Here it is. So again, this one's a little better than the other day. You got, again, it's more earnings, but less trade drama, less deep sea. Again, SMCI, full Blackwell scaling. We got that one there in the first minute. It is post-market, but do what you need to do, baby. OpenAI says deep research is now rolled out 100% of all pro users. So JCI, they're up by 7.8 off earnings. Sand 7.8 off earnings. Honda 5.7 reportedly may call off merger. Workday up 4.9 restructuring plan. CDW 4.8 off earnings. Tech 4.8 off earnings. Broadcom reaction to Alphabet capex. NVO 3 on earnings. EA up 3 on earnings. TM 2.5 earnings. TTE 2.5 earnings. TPX 1.5 William Blair upgrade. RKLB up 1.2 multi-contract with IQPS. Marvel up 1.1 William Blair outperform. CRTO's up 21 off earnings. MRCO 20 off earnings. Cruise up 8 off earnings. New CFO. ERJ is up 6.8. And Breyer and FlexJet sign up to $7 billion agreement. TEM up 2.3. TD Cohen reinstates buy. Enphase 1.9 off earnings. TPC up 1.6. JV awarded $1.1 billion Manhattan Tunnel project. ACB up 19 off earnings. AVNW 17 off earnings. ASET up 16. Fast track designation. RSVR up 9 off earnings. PLCE 9.4. Mythac Capital amended 13D. Updates participation on right offering. Gold and silver stocks trading higher, trading lower. AMD down 9 off earnings. Google down 7 off earnings. FICO down 6 off earnings. Uber down 5 off earnings. ARES down 4 off earnings. Mondelez 4 off earnings. Hershey's down on Mondelez sympathy. UNH, this one's interesting. Bill Ackman alleges that profitability overstated and would short the stock. So I think your boy Bill Ackman is trying to short UNH. So yeah, that one's interesting. STM down 2.6, Bernstein downgrade, Apple down 2.3, China probe on App Store, AFG 1.5 off earnings, OMC down 1.5 off earnings, DEO 1.4 Mondelez sympathy, JKHY down 1.0 off earnings, Juniper down 0.2 off earnings, FMC down 24 off earnings, Colum down 8.6 off earnings, Warby down 4.3 City downgrade, FHI down 4.2 off JP Morgan downgrade. Wow. So yeah, still a lot of earnings, but again, a couple of those odd headlines. I like Breyer for the partnership, and then again UNH. I think that one is a very, very interesting one. Yeah, SMCI. We got the news very early while Josh AI was talking. It was the ramping up the Blackwell production. So again, they also have an event. I believe February 11th is when they're going to confirm everything with the SEC. And then now you got this good news. It's already up 15. Damn, I thought that was going to be a little too late. But yeah, that one, because we got it on the first 5%. That killed it. Damn. Well, GG's, baby. Good morning. So, Chad Adonia, I hope your guys is, what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday? I have no idea. I got to look at the calendar. I think it's a Wednesday. Either way, Chad, we're here. I can't believe it's only been like 30 days. Like, not even like of the year. And then only so many since Donald Trump. It's actually crazy. And again, the market is still in the same range. So realistically, just get ready. We are going to wait for headlines. We're going to look to take advantage of things. But when it's all said and done, the real move, I'm telling you now, you better pay attention. Because whatever happens, the real move is breaking out or breaking down. Because again, you have not moved in months despite all of this craziness. You know, we're down, we're up. The range is wide. But again, like, you haven't gone anywhere in a couple of months already. So we'll see where it takes us. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's something more important than all of it. For real, man. Every day, and it's an honor to be around some of y'all. And this means a lot. And I hope in the next 4 years, if we're annoying enough, maybe we could get housing for all the veterans. Like I said, it's only $6 billion to house homeless veterans, according to the VA. And that's if you overshoot the rent payments. All I'm saying is that that's not even a tenth of the money we've given out in other places. And the people we should be taking care of are the people who have sacrificed everything for this country. And that is why every single day, no matter what, bro, it really means a lot. And here at the Cult, man, I hope you all could appreciate it. If you don't, get the F out, because for real, man, it's an honor. People have died for this country every single day. A lot of people in here still work for this nation, and they've given up so much for our freedoms, and we take it for granted, and we all talk crap on the internet, and we look around, but there's people getting deployed. There's people coming home. There's people who have left their families for what? For our freedom. So it would be a damn shame if we didn't appreciate that at the very minimum. So veterans, thank you, and I hope you take everything I say seriously, and I hope you get a long term. I hope you get a house, all of it, because if anybody deserves it, it is you, my friend. So thank you for fighting for my freedom and all the people, whether or not they said thank you or anything. So God bless all of you, your families. Big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities, doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, and I hope you all hear me. It doesn't matter what you think. What matters is if all of you guys are in those roles, you are the person that will make a positive difference. Don't tell me this is that. I'm just saying you guys are the good ones in the machine. So thank you for your service, baby. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Son of the Jets! Oh, it's game time, baby. Oh, no. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're here. Good morning. Thank you, veterans. Amen. Amen. Amin, Habibi. I shake my chair. I shake everything, dude. It gets crazy. So, these are all organic Jets noises. You know that? I know. But Chattadonia, are y'all ready for some musical chairs? I like musical chairs. Oh, yeah. I hope you like musical chairs. So, it should take you there. If not, here it is. That's the link. We're going to move over, and then we will meet the public as one. Shout out to vets, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, get ready. It's going to be a good one. And then I'll be here awkwardly with the Twitch. Get ready. I'll see you.